Hello everyone, Hachadino over here, and today we are going to be talking about Deathstalker. Remember, now it is the prime spec for single target. We are going to be using this spec likely on Lura and also on Veteran and maybe other bosses where you want to have the most of your single target capabilities. Now, the talent tree is kind of almost the same as Trickster for single target. Remember, we do not play Weapon Master anymore. It has been found that it had some bugs. So now we have double finality. Now, for other things, do remember that there's one gearing change that you will need to do. I haven't done it yet, but you will need to do. You want 1100 haste after everything. Remember, oils, flask, gems, everything. You can change your gearing, and that's also using Within. Why do you want that 1100 haste? It's mainly because we have Lingering Darkness and we have our normal dance situations, and we do not have disorienting strikes. So our secret technique is 3 seconds longer cooldown than the one from Trickster. So we need to kind of get that extra haste. Now, while you are in Bloodlust, you will be able to use 2 dances on blades and 2 secret techniques. That is not going to be an issue. And then, if you are not on Bloodlust, you will use a secret technique on the first ones. And then on the second one, you will not have time to do it, but don't worry. You will just use it on the next one. It's going to come very soon. And the goal is to have 4 dances in the 50 seconds that you have your shadow amps. Shadow amps being shadow blades, that is a 20% amplification, 26 with the tier set, and lingering darkness. Lingering darkness is actually quite strong, at 30% amp on all our shadow damage. That counts the shadow damage from shadow finishers, the shadow damage from the clones, the shadow damage from Dance Macabre, and from normal things like hunting them down, Deathstalker's Mark, and it won't see much play, but it does work with a singular focus a little bit, nothing crazy, or maybe it's still bugged, who knows. And other changes that you need to know is that you will apex all of the supercharged eviscerates and darkest nights. That means that secret technique, you still want to try to supercharge that one, but you don't work to apex it, because remember, it is bugged and it does not work with the copies that are 2/3 of all the damage. If you do apex secret technique for some reason, it's fine, but you are wasting you will see why you are wasted some power doing that. Now, dances are a bit different than Trickster. Remember, as Trickster, you do want to begin dance with full combo points and then use secret technique. As Deathstalker, you will need to do 4 or 5 things. It's a little bit complicated. You can also ignore it and don't lose that much damage. You are still going to be ahead of Trickster by not doing this, but if you want to kind of get all of the juice that you want to get powerful, you need to have 4 things ready. First of all, you want to have 1 mark left. I will explain why later. Then you want to have no apex. So if you proc the apex, you will Cancelaura it. I will put a macro, but it's nothing crazy, just a / Cancelaura Ancient Arts. Then you want shadow techniques, at least 5. When you do this, you can check your shadow techniques on your buff bar, or if you have it on any of your add-ons, it will have here. Also, the Blizzard stock UI also has them. You can put them wherever you want. And then lastly, you want to eviscerate without the apex. So what will happen is, I'm going to recap it. Full combo points, 1 mark, no apex, you eviscerate. After doing this, what happens is you will have 0 combo points because you cancel Aura the apex if you proc it without wanting. Then you will have at least 5 shadow techniques. Ideally, you have 7 to get the full power on the next one. But if not, it's fine. And then you will enter dance with Darkest Night ready. And remember the Deathstalker wants to begin dance with Shadow Dance and Shuriken Storm that will use up premeditation, making you able to apex, supercharge your 7 combo point eviscerate. It's going to truck a lot, and then you will get the apex refund and you use secret technique. Afterwards, depending how things go, you can proc, this is very important for you to know, you can proc Quietus Celeris, and maybe you have, at this time, you haven't been 2 marks or 1 mark. You will, of course, not care about the next eviscerate, because remember, normal eviscerates, we don't apex or supercharge them, we don't really care about them. If they are supercharged, we do apex them, but if not, we just slam. So after that, you will Shadow Strike, and then eviscerate, and if you procced the Quietus Celeris mark, you will have now 0 marks and Darkest Night. So you will want to apex that one. It is very, very likely on normal dances that this is when you finish your dance after doing that Shadow Strike, maybe Shadow Strike twice, sometimes you need to do that, and then eviscerate. But on the Shadow Blades once, you want to have on the next dance, and then just remember to get on the same thing. You will wait until there is some seconds left of blades, around 8, and then you will Shadow Dance, Shuriken Storm, and get those up. Of course, you can do the same thing on the second dance, but it's a little bit complicated to kind of do that one, a little bit annoying. So maybe you don't really care about that. Don't lose that much DPS. Now, I could do a showcase, but sadly I don't have the haste needed for it. Of course, one thing that you do need to know is that for the normal dances, you can do it very easily. Let me cancel out these ones. And as you get used to it, remember, it's not hard. So this is going to be a normal dance that you want to do. So you will have your mark. Right now, as you can see, I did proc Quietus Celeris, so I have 2 marks instead of 3. Then I will pop it. Now I have 1 mark. I go to full combo points, and then I check my shadow techniques. I do not proc the apex, and now here, now I can actually eviscerate, and you see I have Darkest Night, so I can go into my dance and eviscerate, secret technique, and then go into the normal ones. As you can see here, I did take too much, and I don't have enough haste to have those extra globals, so I didn't get the Darkest Night. But after that Shadow Strike, you will get the other Darkest Night inside of the dance. And that is everything. If you have any questions or anything else that you want more, you can always ask. And also do remember to check the sheet that we have available. There is everything that you want to know. And also I'm going to, of course, put the new guide here and also update it a little bit on the Darkest Night things. Have a nice day, and I will see you on the next video.